Listen, guys, I'm right there with you. When it comes to a leg workout, as soon as I'm done squatting and I'm doing a leg press, the last thing I want to do is a walking dumbbell lunge. It's much easier to just go over to the leg extension machine if the goal is to focus on your quads. But there's a lot of benefits to doing a dumbbell lunge, and we're going to go over that in today's video as we discuss the 4 dumbest lunging mistakes sabotaging your leg growth. And there's actually mistakes in this article as well as a lot of other variations of the lunge that you might want to try in your next workout. But before we get started here, guys, if you joined my email list, you would have already received an email with the link to this article, and you'd already be doing dumbbell lunges in the gym. So please go to my website, muscularstrength.com, scroll down, and put your email in right here. All the information that I send is 100% free, so just jump right in. All right, so 4 dumbest lunging mistakes sabotaging your leg growth. This is a great article from 2019. Of course, if you want to watch the actual video, it's right here. I'll link to everything down in the info section below. And there's timestamps, so make sure you utilize those. But the first mistake is failing to align your ankles with your hips and knees. So think about when you do an exercise like a conventional deadlift, right? You want to keep your heels and ankles in line with your knees. You want to keep your feet, your heels and ankles in line with your hips, which is then also under your shoulders, because you're creating a straight path. In that straight path, that's where you're going to have the most amount of power. And the same thing goes for the lunge. As you step forward, you want to keep everything in line so you can maximize how much weight you're holding in your hands and have the power necessary in order to complete your repetitions. Now, even though I'm saying here this is bad, it's just in the context of trying to lift as much as possible. If you're trying to bring more of your inner and outer thighs into the exercise, then it would be okay to step out to the side. But if your goal specifically is to hammer your quads as hard as you can, you want to keep everything in line like this. And also, here's a nice shot from the side right here. So the top one is literally just me practicing with body weight. The bottom one is bringing that same practice in with the dumbbells. So everything is nice in line. I'm creating 90-degree angles with my knees here. And my front foot's flat, my back foot is on its toes, and I'm able to go back and forth comfortably. I don't feel shaky, and I can maximize how much weight I'm using. Now, this leads directly into our second mistake, which is letting your spine collapse. And I see this a lot in the gym when people do dumbbell lunges. It's something that just kind of happens naturally because unless you're in front of a mirror, you don't realize just how much you're leaning forward and bending over as you do a dumbbell lunge. And when you perform the exercise, you actually want to feel like you're leaning back. And if you do it correctly, you will feel like you're leaning back far, but in reality, you're just keeping your chest up as you step forward. So you should look like this in this picture right here. What ends up happening if you don't keep in mind leaning back, as you start to fatigue especially, you'll step forward and you'll lean over more and more and more, and then all of a sudden you'll realize that your chest is pretty close to your upper thigh and your knee, right? So that's a pretty good indication that you might be, leaning over too much. So before you even start doing a dumbbell lunge, stand up straight, arch your back, keep your chest up, and mentally tell yourself, as I step forward, I'm going to lean back. That'll keep you upright. All right, mistake number 3 is taking too long of a step forward. Now, if the goal of the lunge is to really hammer your quads, you do not want to be taking a step too far forward, like in this photo right here. This isn't necessarily bad, okay? Whenever you take a step forward like this, where you step way forward, you're bringing more of your glutes into the exercise, right? Think about when you do a Bulgarian split squat. The closer you are to the bench, the more you're feeling in your quad. The further away you are, the more you feel your glutes and hamstrings being brought into the exercise. And you also don't want to take a step that's too shallow like this, because then what ends up happening is all of the weight is going to transfer into your kneecap, and you don't want that as well. It can cause an injury, and it won't feel too good. So what the solution is right here. You want to make sure that everything is in line, and you're almost creating like perfect 90-degree angles on that front knee and the back knee. When you're doing a dumbbell lunge specifically, because you want to engage your quads and hammer them, this is how your form should look. And again, you can see here my chest is up and my back is straight as well. Now, before we get into the fourth and final mistake, there is one thing I want to show you. And when you guys join my website, and you can join for a week free and test all of this stuff out, right? Maybe you don't want to do lunges at all. Maybe you want to find a totally different exercise to start hammering your quads. Go to the Gains library, click on Exercise Tutorials, click Hamstrings, filter by body parts, and then all these other exercises that hammer your quads are going to be right here. So we got groiners, Jefferson squat, Bulgarian split squat, sissy squat, suitcase deadlift, sandbag front squat to press, dumbbell reverse lunge, body weight reverse lunge, box jumps. Everything is here. And all of these exercises, when you click on them, they come with descriptions as well as a video explaining on how to do it. And that's how the entire exercise tutorial system works. So any body part you want to train, if I have a video for it, which you guys know I have like 1,900 videos, so chances are there's going to be a bunch, you'll find everything here organized nice and neat so you can go to the gym and hit your goals even harder. So the fourth and final mistake now. Mistake number 4, and I mentioned this earlier, is not mixing it up, right? It gets boring doing the same exercise all the time. Also, again, an exercise like a lunge can be done in different ways to target different muscle groups. So like if I go to the leg extension machine, of course, I'm going to be only hammering my quads on that machine, right? With a dumbbell lunge, I can use the form I just showed you to really hammer my quads, or I could do something like this, a 3-dimensional lunge where I'm going side to side and I'm bringing different muscles into the equation, which is going to help with my overall stability when I'm doing exercises like maybe even like a squat, or when I'm doing outdoor training, or maybe I'm getting ready for a Spartan run or a Tough Mudder, right? You want to train in different dimensions, not just forward and backwards all the time. In fact, that's why a lot of people get injured as they get older, because you start to do less side-to-side movements, and everything is kind of just like a standard forward or back or an up and down. So if you haven't done something like this in a while, do your body weight right now, and then comment in the below if you were able to do it or if you kind of fell over. I know a lot of you are probably going to fall over, but that's okay, because now you're thinking, I should probably do this so that I can build up strength where there's weaknesses. Like, for example, if your hips are tight because you spend a lot of time sitting in a chair, right, like I am right now, it's probably because you haven't done exercises like this just to try to strengthen or stretch those areas out. So give that 3-dimensional lunge a try. We got right here walking lunge, which you guys already know what this is about. Can be done with body weight, dumbbells, or barbell. Just make sure when you're doing the walking lunge, as you're walking forward, you're not progressively leaning over more and more and more, because that tends to happen. Lean back with the exercise. This one's a lot of fun. Lunge and twist. So you basically lunge forward, twist to the left, twist to the right. So when doing this exercise, if you wanted to increase the weight, you could actually hold like a 10-pound or a 25-pound plate and then use that as you step forward and alternate twisting side to side. Overhead lunge. This is a really great exercise that brings a lot of your core into the movement. Obviously, you're activating your shoulders as well. And then lastly, we have the alternating jumping lunge. This is an exercise that I bring a lot into my circuit training. And if you're just looking for an exercise, even to warm up, right? It's a great warm-up exercise too. But if you're circuit training or your legs feel like you can hammer them a bit more, but maybe you can't hold dumbbells because you're too tired, a good in-between to still kind of push your limits is to do the jumping lunge. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please make sure you show some love and you subscribe. We're bringing the channel. We're going to be hitting 3 million subscribers this year. So I need you guys to help me out with that YouTube algorithm and smash that like button and also drop a comment. Hope you guys have a great day. And as always, more good stuff coming soon. See you guys.